Cbse Biology. I am Amitesh and welcome to another video of the series where I discuss all the question and answer that have come in Cbse 2020 and have given the name paper analysis. If you haven't watched the previous paper that I have discussed with the paper code 5721, please go and watch it. The link is given right in the description box. And if you have watched it, please continue with this video. From today, I will be starting discussion of the paper 5731 set 1. So, without any further ado, let me start. The first question states that section A. Introduction of an alien DNA into a plant host cell can be achieved by making them number A competent with divalent ion. This is mainly observed in bacteria where Ca2 plus mainly is used, calcium ion where divalent ion is used to make it competent. Next is using microinjection. In microinjection, the recombinant DNA is injected into the host DNA using injection in the animal cell. Third is gene gun. Gene gun is used in plant cell. What is gene gun? Gene gun or ballistic, these are high velocity gold or tungsten particle or small microparticle which are bombarded against the cell which inserts the recombinant DNA. And last is using lysosome and chitinase. Lysozymes are used in bacteria and chitinase in fungi. So the answer is number C, using gene gun. Number 2. One of the ex situ conservation for endangered species is number A. Biosphere reserves, no. Number B. National park, no. Number C. Cryopreservation. Cryopreservation is an ex situ measure. There is an odd here. Ozone gas is continuously formed by action of ozone gas is formed when oxygen in presence of UV rays. So molecular oxygen in presence of UV rays, not nascent oxygen or water vapor. So the answer is again C, UV rays action on molecular oxygen. Next, number 3, intense lactation in mother acts as a contraceptive. After the birth, during intense lactation, the gonadotrophins means LH and FSH, their level reduces. Thus, the answer will be number A, suppression of gonadotrophins. Next question, the principle of vaccination is based on after vaccination when the dead or small amount of microbes is inserted in the body, antibodies are created and they form memory cell. So the answer is number C, memory. The basis is memory. Opioids acts as number A, depressant, number B, painkiller, number C, euphoria provider, number D, suppressant. Opioids always acts as depressant. And nematode specific genes were introduced in tobacco by Agrobacterium species. So the answer is number D, Agrobacterium. These were all straight questions. No such HOTS have come this year in the MCQs. Okay. So this leads to our end in section A. I will discuss now section B. Number 6. Spirulina is a rich source of protein. Mention 2 ways in which large scale culturing of these microbes are possible. The main 2 answers are, it is written when spirulina is there. Number A, wastewater from potato processing plant containing starch. Number B, sewage. Number C, straw. Number D, animal manure. Any one of the, since the wastewater from the potato has cellulose, has starch, this starch acts as a nutrient medium for the spirulina to grow on it. Thus, the wastewater from potato processing plant containing starch, this is the main keyword. Next, number B is sewage. As we know, sewage have organic content, so it supports the growth. Straw and animal manure. Animal manure we also know because of the organic content in it, it also supports the growth of organisms. Okay, so you have to write any two from these four. The next question is, how does E. coli specifically act on DNA molecule? Explain. I am just explaining here. Question 7. E. coli, E. coli is a restriction endonuclease. What is endonuclease? Endonuclease cuts a part of DNA from inside the DNA strand. It is an endonuclease. So it cuts from recognition sites, recognition sequence of sites, or palindromic sites. These are the keywords. I am just writing the keywords. Palindromic sites. And you have a part question. The exact palindromic site on which the molecule, the E. coli acts is 5 prime GAATTC. 5 prime GAATTC 3 degree, or it is 3 prime CTTAAG. So you see, from 5 prime it is reading the same as from this side. So this is a palindromic sequence. Write only the 5 prime to 3 prime. Okay. You contain half in the restriction endonuclease, half in the palindromic site, and one in writing the palindromic site. Which palindromic site? Okay. Next question. Explain number A. Explain the cause responsible in human to have 6 chromosome XXY instead of XXY when during crossing over and gamete segregation in meiosis, the chromosomes, the chromatids, specifically the sister chromatids, cannot segregate. A faulty segregation in the sister chromatids leads that the XX and the XY, suppose the XY have got segregated, but XX could not segregate, thus it forming XXY. Or suppose XY could not segregate and XX have segregated, it will also form XXY. So due to faulty segregation during meiosis, this is caused. The only answer is faulty segregation during meiosis. And what is the symptom? What is the disease? The disease is Klinefelter's, you have to write the name, syndrome. Okay. Next, number B. List any two such properties that are different from normal human being. Number B is overall masculine development, sterility, development of breast. These are the 3 points that are written in NCERT. You have to write any two among these points. Okay. The next question. Name and explain the technique that can be used for developing improved crop varieties in plants bearing female flower only. So it has a female flower. So there is no question of stamen and pistil both together. So what happens is, since it has a female flower and we want to make a hybrid, the process is same as artificial hybridization. The process is artificial hybridization. You have to enact the whole sequence except emasculation. What happens is there is no stamen, no emasculation. The female part is covered. Then the female part is covered. This is known as bagging to prevent the contamination by other pollen grains. The second step, the pollen grain from desired plant is taken and it is dusted on the pistil. Okay. Now third step, after it is dusted on the pistil, it is again rebagged to prevent any other contamination. Thus, the pollen tube grows and it fertilizes. So number 1 bagging, number 2 rebagging. Without emasculation, you have to write the whole procedure. There is a or. When are non-flowering plants said to be homothallic and monoecious and heterothallic and dioecious? Homothallic or monoecious? This question is from reproduction in organisms. Homothallic or monoecious? What does it mean? It means a bisexual condition. When both the sex organs of the organism is present in a single body, it is known as homothallic. And in the case of unisexual, where the female and the male reproductive system are present in different organisms, it is known as the unisexuality or heterothallic and dioecious. Example is for bisexual and example is fungi, and for unisexual date palm or papaya. Maybe papaya, I am not sure about the date palm, you can write papaya. Okay. Next, question number 10. Mention the kind of interaction mycorrhiza exhibits. The kind of interaction that mycorrhiza exhibit with plant is mutualism. What is mutualism? Mutualism is a kind of interaction shown by two organisms where both the organisms are equally benefited. What is the benefit? So, mycorrhiza absorbs nutrient for plants. As of the rhizome, rhizobium bacteria. Similarly, mycorrhiza absorbs the nutrient for the plant, and in turn, the plants give high-yielding carbohydrates to the mycorrhiza bacteria. Next, how is glomus in mycorrhizal association benefit to flowering plant? So, there are several points where you have to write only 2 points. Number 1 is mycorrhiza, the glomus absorbs phosphorus from the soil to the plant. Number 2 is mycorrhiza makes the plant pest resistant. Number 3, mycorrhiza makes the plant salinity resistant. Number 4, mycorrhiza makes the plant drought resistance. Any 2 you have to write. Okay. The next question is, given is a DNA strand. I am rubbing this out. Given is a DNA strand, write its complementary strand and RNA that can be transferred. 5 prime TAC CGT GAC GTC 3 prime. So as we know, the 3 prime will be T forms A forms T, C forms G, while G forms C. So it will be 3 prime ATG GCA CTG CAG 5 prime TAATCG CGGCTA GCATCG GCTACG. Okay. This is the complementary, and the mRNA will be, as we know, the whole will remain same except the T will become U. It will be 5 prime from here. From 5 prime it gets complementary where the T gets replaced to uracil. So AUG GCA CUG CAG 3 prime. AUG GCA CUG CAG. So AUG here is a start codon, which also synthesizes for methionine. Okay. And the last question is, name the type of ecological pyramid that can exist as upright as well as inverted condition. The type of ecological pyramid which exists as upright as well as inverted condition is the pyramid of biomass. As we know, this will fetch you 1 mark. As we know, for grazing food chain, the biomass of plant, the total number of autotrophs is more than primary consumer, which is again more than secondary consumer, and so on. So the pyramid will go on like this. Tertiary consumer, secondary consumer, primary consumer and producer. Okay, the biomass is kg per meter square. For example, producers are grass. From grass there are frogs. From frogs there are snakes. And finally there is an eagle. Grass suppose 1400 kg per meter square. So the frogs, the total amount per meter square, the total weight per area. The frog suppose is 120, snakes is 70, while eagle is only 2. Okay. Why? In case of the aquatic food chain, the number of phytoplankton is the lowest. The small fish is more than the biomass of the total number of phytoplankton is the lowest, followed by the small fishes and then the large fishes. So these are phytoplankton. They are the producer. These are primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer. Tertiary consumer is large fish, secondary consumer is small fish, while primary consumers are insect. So number of insects that are, there might be more, they are more, but the total weight of the insect is obviously less than the total weight of the large fishes that are found. So the large fishes, if they are 2000, small fishes are 1200, insects are only 40, while the phytoplanktons are 20 suppose. Okay, so the ecological pyramid here is an inverted pyramid. So biomass, the pyramid of biomass is both upright as well as inverted. This explanation with the diagram will fetch you the full mark. So section B is up to this much. From the next video I will discuss section C, and the last video will be of section D and section E. If you guys are liking this series, please do give a like, please do give a thumbs up, hit the like icon and hit the subscribe icon so as to get notified every time I am on YouTube. Moreover, please share it to your friends so that they can recheck whether the answers are correct and they can be more enthusiastic about the results date. As I know that the Cbse have been postponed from today to the 31st, after 31st. I guess most of you had maths and they had given it, but some of you will have computer applications. Never mind, the exam will be again held after 31st and be safe from the coronavirus, because this is a pandemic condition and is getting totally disastrous. Okay, thank you, be safe and keep safe.